Good evening. We're halfway through the year. It is July the 1st, 2025. The transfer window has opened officially. Everybody's got new money. The old money is now done. And United still haven't signed any players. But Rebel, how you doing, man?
Happy Canada Day. Apparently it's Canada Day for some strange reason. And Jonathan David is about to get himself a new club. So there's your useless factor of the day. But other than that, Rebel is falling asleep because he's been up since 6 a.m. But there's business to be talked about, so the Rebel is here.
Yeah, but how you doing, man?
Rebel MC. Remember Rebel MC? He just said the Rebel is here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Rebel MC. Rock like a ninja, sting like a bee. Backed by public demand. Rocking with a one-man band or whatever he said. Yeah, Rebel. I never connected the dots there. Rebel MC. Can I call you Rebel MC from now on?
Whatever you want, bud. Whatever you want.
Yeah, it's July the 1st, isn't it? And it's another scorching day. I mean, we're here during the summer break, and it is a legit summer this year round. Best weather since 1976, hottest weather. Hope everyone's enjoying it. I'm sitting here hot and sticky. Haven't got a fan today. I've just got my flannel. So if you can see me wiping my brows, not because I'm under pressure from Mr. B or Rebel, it's to do with the heat. I'll stick to that. I just want to say July the 1st always bring back memories to me. The day two of my favourite singers of all time passed away, Luther Vandross and Dennis Brown. They both passed away on the 1st of July. So I always remember that.
Were they actors? Were they actual singers?
Do you know Luther Vandross? You must know Luther Vandross.
I know Luther Vandross. Yeah.
And you must know Dennis Brown.
Yeah, yes. I know Dennis Brown.
There you go.
They weren't clowned. I know you've always got a conspiracy theory that people are double gangers.
Oh no, I don't want to go there. This is the wrong show. But yeah, I'm sure there's something that we could discuss backstage about it. But yeah, July the 1st, big day. And how's that rhyme go about the days in the month? 30 days in something.
30 days till September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31 except for February.
There you go. So let me just 30 days in November.
30 days in September, April, June, and November. 31 are all the rest. And 29.
Short month. June was a short month. I was expecting 31 this month, but yeah, I'll try and remember that. But big up to you guys as well. How are you, Mr.
I'm good, man. Cooking like a Kentucky Fried, but yeah, look, it is what it is. I'll enjoy the sunshine while it's here. I'm not going to moan. I will soak it all up, because once it starts raining, everybody's going to be bitching and moaning again. So I will enjoy the sunshine while it's here. Let me say a couple of howdies. Yeah. Stephanie Griffiths, how are you? I can actually see today. Maybe my glasses were just bloody dirty yesterday. Vincent Bullock, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Chat Sports, good evening. I am Titanium. Big up, guys. I'm so glad we signed in Mbeumo. Yeah, we might want to start that for another couple of days, to be fair. Yeah, did they cancel that medical? Yo, Matty's in the house. Where's Matty gone? Where's he gone? I see somebody saying hi, Matty, but I can't tell. There you go. How you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Andrew, evening here until the first bit of deluded nonsense. Look, but you come back, sometimes we do go off on a bit of a tangent. Link's red. I hope you're doing well, man. Greetings all. Well, it's the last chance for Mbeumo. I agree. And Cole, he's been preaching 70 mil for the last week or so. That's it. We got 10 in nice and early. That's what I like. Let's see if we can get these up to a 25 or a 30 before we actually leave. It's me, BRB. I have no idea what that means, Rebel. But yeah. Right. Mbeumo third bid gone in. obviously Com's been telling us for the last couple of weeks we're gonna pay 70 million. We're gonna pay 70 million. Um, this is the third and final one. Look, let's not get it twisted. If they don't accept the third one, then they may as well just walk away. They tried to do a banduli on them. They wanted 60 or 62, and we offered them majority of the money, to be fair, and then offered them the rest in add-ons, which probably weren't feasible. Maybe it was Champions League qualification, in the next 2 years. If it was maybe in Mbeumo personal ones, and maybe the deal would have been done. But this deal's been dragging on now. We were excited 5 weeks ago, and like United, typical United, they suck the living shit out of every transfer. So when it does actually happen, our excitement's gone. Third bid's in. What we thinking, Never?
Okay, so Mbeumo. I was just thinking while you were talking here, Mr. B. He came from a French club. I'm trying to remember what club he came from, which he was signed from. So maybe the French club have some sort of a sell-on fee involved. And their second division club, I think it's from ES Troz AC. So maybe Troz. So maybe they've got some sort of sell-on clause going on, and they want to get as maximum money as they can. Or maybe Brentford are just trying to rinse him out for the much they can. Listen, great business by Brentford, by the way. You have to say that, man. They brought this guy in from second division in France for pretty cheap, and I mean, look, he's going to go for a soaring price. So they've done really, really well. If that's the way to do business, you can't argue with that. So well done, Brentford. Are we getting rinsed here? Is it because of our name? Probably a little bit, but they're going to get what they asked for. They asked for 65 million. That we offered it in stages, didn't we? 55 plus add-ons or whatever, 60 plus add-ons. Looks like we're going to have to pay the full amount or close to that until we appease them with what they want. I think the deal's done because Mbeumo can't go back to Brentford after all this. It looks, Brentford probably moving on, waiting for their new signings to come in. Another Mbeumo or another Ollie Watkins or another Saeed Brahimi, whatever. These great players they seem to buy for cheap and then sell on. What I would be doing right now, if we talk about getting a midfielder in, they need a midfielder, don't they? Because they started selling their best midfielder to Arsenal. What I would do is get in on the act, bug their phone, and find out who they're going in for to replace. We get that guy just to pee them off for messing up around with the Remo deal.
Remo.
Yeah. I suppose I am going to put a health warning on our optimism because the source of the story is Simon Jones from the Mail Sport, and he's saying that the bid is going to be around that 65 million mark that Brentford are looking for. Here's the thing for me. According to transfermarket.com, his market value as of the 30th of May 2025 is 55 million euros. That would be 50 million of your Great British pounds, roughly. So we're paying a premium of roughly 15 million on top of what his perceived market value is. Now, obviously, he does turn 26 on August 7th, but that's the prime of his career. But what worries me with Manchester United is we know that we have holes in midfield. We know that we have issues at the goalkeeper area. We know that we have a problem in the 9. And yet we're having finished 16th last year. We're still dawdling over that second bit of business. Now, don't get me wrong. When he's landed and he's holding up the shirt, I'm going to be very much excited to see him in a United shirt. But I think when you kind of come away from the excitement of that one bit of shiny, new, exciting player coming in and wearing your shirt, you have to go and preface with it everything with, we finished 16th last year, or 15th, or wherever, down that end of the table. And we're watching clubs that we were massively adrift of improving their squads at lightning speed. At the same time, we're moving at the pace of a tortoise. We should be far more aggressive in the transfer market than we have been. We should be getting the deadwood players i.e., the players that are not wanted at the club, that do not have a future at the club, out the door and trying to find players that will go through a brick wall for that badge. Because if we go into next season having maybe getting one more after Mbeumo, I fear for us, even with what we've done.
Wow. I wasn't expecting so much negativity from you, Rebel. But it's honest. Look, there's people in the chat who are saying, here you go, links red. The seasons is only a few weeks away, and we've done sod all. FT Calm is saying our recruitment team could have organised a piss up in a pub. Stephanie Griffiths, Brentford no, United won't walk away from the Mbeumo deal. It's so obvious. Andrew's just correcting you, saying we were actually 15th. Links Ready saying, didn't Elvis sing a little less conversation, a little more action, please? This should be our mantra and our motto for this season, for the transfer window. I did see a newbie in here that I do want to flag up. KO Style, I hope you're doing well, man. You're welcoming Mbeumo to come. It's not quite there yet, but look, I think it's coming. I do think it's coming. I'm not worried about the Mbeumo one. Like Rebel, I'm worried. And guys in the chat, I'm worried about what comes afterwards. We've still got 4 players that everybody knows that we don't want. Let's not go back into all of that until we know what they're actually doing. But they've been linked with, one's been linked with a move to Bayern now. Great. We know what the move is he's not going to take. So we just have to accept that. We just have to wait and see what happens.
Just to add, Mr. B, I've seen this talk about under-21s and what a great performance that was. We discussed this the other day. But I was looking at their midfield, and they've got the Man City kit in midfield. They played 3 in midfield. They got Elliot Anderson. We know that Bath Time was raving about him. He used to play at Bristol Rovers, didn't he? And then went back to Newcastle. He was on Bristol Rovers at loan. Went back to Newcastle, didn't get game, got sold to Nottingham Forest. And he's been playing brilliantly. And he played brilliantly in the tournament. He's a guy I'd love to have in Man United club. We're missing out on these top players. There's a guy called Morton as well, playing in the centre midfield for England 21s as well. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, right. You read my mind, Andrew. We're on the same page there. But Elliot Anderson, he's a top quality player, and Newcastle let him go. Then you look a few years ago when it was England 21s, their midfield consisted of Cole Palmer and our boy. Who's our boy we sold on to Nottingham Forest on loan? Midfielder we used to have. It was at Everton now. Same name as a famous actor. Who's the midfielder we had at our club?
And he went to Everton.
He ended up getting Nottingham Forest promoted, then went to Everton.
We saw him about 3 years ago. Guys in the chat.
Garner, yeah, James Garner, like the famous actor.
Who said somebody say Garner? There you go, Matty.
James Garner. Thanks, guys. I forgot him. Remember James Garner, the great American actor? Well, anyway, a few years ago, England 21s consisted of James Garner and Palmer in midfield. Now we've got Elliot Anderson, the guy from Bournemouth. I forget his name now, but he was played really well. A guy called Morton. So maybe we should start looking at these guys. I don't think any of them can play that midfield role that we're looking for, but these are good players, ones for the future. But do you think James Garner, for example? I mean, he hasn't had much luck since he left Man United, but do you think he's the sort of player who could fill in and do a good job for what we're looking for at the moment? Or
no, I don't want fill-ins. I'm sick of fill-ins. Okay. But I don't want fill. I want people who can do the job now. I don't want these maybe people, maybe can, maybe can't. Look, talking about maybe can and maybe can't. Obviously, the Gyökeres deal has been, drifting here, there, and everywhere. Obviously, he said his priority was Arsenal. Sesko now looks like it's off the table. It looks like they're in advanced talks now with Gyökeres. So I think we can safely say that one is now done and gone.
The latest news actually on that front is that he's apparently given a verbal agreement to a 5-year deal. So we're well and truly out of that race.
Yeah, look, that's done. Question I want to ask you now, Gyökeres is gone. Would you be interested in taking the play that they turned down Gyökeres for in Sesko? Or do you think that we should be looking somewhere else? This is for you guys in the chat as well. Should we be going for Sesko now, or should we be going for somebody else. It's obviously we need a striker. I would take Mateta. I would have no problem taking Mateta. I think that's a deal that we could probably do for about 35, 40 mil. If they got it right. He's gone. Sesko, what we thinking, lads? What we thinking, chat?
Well, what's Sesko going to do? I mean, look, usually the best players in that German league, if you're not playing for Bayern Munich, you end up getting signed for Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich have signed that talented striker from the under-21 Germany squad who was playing for one of Stuttgart, I think it was, one of the lower teams. But he was brilliant, 6'3" striker, great on the dribble, scored with his head as well. He's the next big thing in Germany. But he didn't do anything in the final. But throughout the tournament, you think he was top goal scorer. He was fantastic. Walkenberger or something, whatever his name is. He was something. I was very impressed by him. So he's just signed for Bayern Munich. And then you got Sesko playing for Red Bull. And he's sought after. But maybe if he stays at Red Bull and he's going to be having Champions League football and his stock's only going to go up. Yeah, that guy, Watermaker. What do you think of him, Andrew? Did you watch the tournament? I'm sure you did. I thought he was brilliant. So Sesko, he's on the market. He has been touted as being available, but he's going to be big money. I think he's a good fit. We've been looked at him a few years ago when Ralph Rangnick recommended him. And since then, he's gone on to bigger and better. So, and his stock's gone up as well. So, yeah, I'd love to go in for him. But it just hasn't been on our radar because other teams like Arsenal have been like the team that have been going in for him. So, yeah, if he's available, let's see what happens. But it's all about having the cash and getting the money ready. But I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest.
Rebel MC.
Okay, let's break it down with stats. 13 goals in 33 Bundesliga appearances last year for RB Leipzig.
What did a TK hit? Sorry, I know you probably have to change screen or somebody in the chat.
What about 13, 14 goals as well?
Same, yeah? Okay.
He was 15 and 33 with 8 assists, so he beat them by 5 goal scoring opportunities. Ekatike.
and he's on his way to Liverpool.
Oh wow, is that true?
Yeah, I think he's on his way to Liverpool. There's a few bits flashing around, so I think that's why the Ollie Watkins move has come out. Obviously behind the scenes. Yeah, go on.
I wouldn't actually go all in on the Ekatike to Liverpool yet because apparently there's actually room for manoeuvre with Isak. Apparently he's playing games at Newcastle United, and he's kind of saying, "I wouldn't mind going there." So I wouldn't say it's a done deal for the Ekatike to go to Liverpool just yet.
Colm is full of the positivities of joy. He said we're gonna go get Calvert Lewin.
Ay caramba.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's not. Look, I don't even have to. I'm not even going to entertain that one. To be fair, guys, we are on the road to 4K. Once we do hit that mark, we will be giving away a shirt, not of your choice. I'm afraid it's our choice, but it's still a Man United shirt, and it's still this season's one. So yeah, we'll have that sorted out for you. So look, if you are new to it, you are watching it on Twitter, jump over and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I mean, we do go out at 9 o'clock most nights, so maybe you don't need to hit the notification bell, but look, it does help us with our algorithms. We've done the 4. I've got one for you. So, obviously, we're looking for a forward, right? Moise Keane, the rapper. Available for 44 mil. Just for 2 weeks. Mind, I don't know why they do these deals. July the 1st to July the 15th. He scored 25 goals this season in Serie A. I know I'm anti Italian strikers, but that's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad. 7 goals, centimeter. Listen, it's a new show. I want to put things out there, Cole. I just want to put things out. That's all. That's all. Chat Sports saying on loan. Matty's saying he flopped at Everton. Andrew is saying absolute flop at Everton. And Johnny Hill's asking if Jonathan David has joined a new club. Moise Keane, Rebel, I'm gonna do you second. Um, what you got for me, Mr. Positivity?
Yeah, look, I mean, look, this guy was a young starlet at Juve coming up. Something didn't work out from there. And then he ended up at Everton. Everton signed him, and everyone's in the comments saying he's a flop. He's clearly not a flop. He's a good player. Just Everton weren't able to get a tune out of him, or you expect him to come in at a young age at Everton and just smash it at a team that's struggling. How many great players would actually do that? Not many. So I think he's got a quality. He's got a bit of quality about him. It's been known for a long time. He must be 25 now. He's gone over back to Italy, and he's had a good season, And now there's a little window, like you said, and we have been linked with him. Now, I've always saw him as a wide guy and someone who can cut in on his right foot, score goals like that. Big, strong as well. I didn't see him as a central striker necessarily. We do need an out-and-out central striker, not a guy that can play striker or whatever. But he did score a lot of goals last season. But it wasn't. I don't think it was 25 in the Serie A. I think it was in total with all competitions as well. But for me, it's a no not because no disrespect, but I just want an out-and-out striker, someone who's going to score goals consistently. I don't think he's had his chance in the Premier League. I think there's some issues with him for Juve to let him go so young. I don't know if they had issues like with his attitude or whether it's to do with getting a good deal for him. But either way, he's shown some resolute to come back from being sold and dropping down level of club to Everton and then back to Serie A, and he's proven himself to be someone who's to be considered. That's all I'd say. I would consider him, but I don't think he's suitable based on the other strikers that we're in for. You mentioned your Crystal Palace boy that you like, Mateta. I prefer Mateta to him, and I'd prefer Ollie Watkins as well, and definitely Ekitike as well. These guys are clearly over Moses Keane, and I know if he comes to the club and does flop, Mr. B will be calling him Moist Keane.
Rebel. Talk to me about your guy. You were shaking as soon as I said it. You had your head down. I know. Talk to me, man.
I've considered it for a nanosecond, and the answer is absolutely freaking not. And I'll tell you why. If Moise Keane was a jug of water, and I was in the middle of the Sahara, and there was no other jugs of water around that would save my life, I would not go to that jug of water, because let's look at Serie A. We bought -9 from there. He looked decent in Serie A. He was absolutely chronic in the Premier League. Lukaku looks like he's R9, as one of the lads said in the chat, in Serie A. He was donkey doodle for everybody over here, apart from Everton. There's so many players that look good in Serie A that when you put them into the Premier League, they just don't have the cojones to deliver. Like, even Ollie Watkins at this stage, I'm kind of thinking, are we doing a favour to Aston Villa by taking him off their hands? He's turning 30 this year.
Yeah.
They want 60 million pounds. Not a prayer. If we get
what's a good price? What's a good price?
20 and Sancho.
They may as well give us £5 million then if they're gonna take Sancho in it. So I'm saying what's a good 25 and Sancho? What's a good price for him? Come on.
I wouldn't go north of 30, I'll be honest with you. I just wouldn't. I don't see the long-term value in it, because in 2 years' time, we're going to be looking for a successor. And the other side of it as well is he has picked up a few injuries over the last season or two. So we're probably going to have to be bringing in someone that can kind of fill in as well on the other side of things. So, like, I'm looking at long-term, and I'm kind of going, okay, we're looking at Mbeumo, he's 26. We're going to get X number of years out of him. We're looking at Cunha, he's 26, 27. We're going to get so many years out of him. This man's 30. 30 this year. So, in reality, in 2 years' time, we're probably going to be looking to move him on. And we're not going to get anywhere near 15, 20 million at that point.
I see you have a nod in your head.
Yeah, I agree with Rebel. I do agree with Rebel there. He made some points, especially with the desert one with Moses Keane or whatever. Yeah, it's tough. I'm not desperate yet. I'm not. No reason to panic. I'm sure they've got something up their big sleeves to get a backup plan B, plan C. Just don't want to get into plan Z and we're there at deadline day scrambling around for Jamie Vardy or someone like that. But yeah, let's just see. They could surprise us and impress us again as they have with the Mbeumo deal and the Cunha deal. These are two players that we're excited to see. So I'm sure there's something in the pipelines right now.
All right, Andrew is saying correct, Rebel. Like he likes Watkins, but it's terrible economics. I actually agree with you, Rebel. If we can get him for 30, then do the deal. Anything over that, I don't think we should be interested in. Matty is asking, can we loan Ivan Toney? I would go and buy him. I would go and buy him. They shouldn't have let him go there. I think that's a deal that they should have done instead of -9, to be fair. But no, it is what it is. I would take him. I would do him. No, absolutely no problem at all.
Do you know who could still do a job? Because I was actually watching him in a video recently that he took. Zlatan is still absolutely mobile and absolutely shredded. Bring Zlatan back.
In it, outlet. Tony's. Oh Jesus Christ! Tony's on 400k.
Nah, forget it. Sorry, forget it.
Okay. Well,
by the way, look, Tony's on 400k, and everyone was laughing at him for going for the Saudi league at his age. But he's done really well in his first season.
And he's been recalled back to the England squad. So
yeah, but congratulations to the Saudi team who beat Man City yesterday. And look, when I looked at the team, they had some impressive players, some good players. Former Premiership players as well. They're good sides. So well done to the Saudi league. They were laughed at. But now they're forced to be reckoned with, and it's their opportunity to say they can stand up there with the best in the other leagues, and it's really interesting competition in that respect. Best of Brazil, the best of Argentina, the best of European leagues as well, and then you see the team from Saudi Arabia getting through to the quarterfinals. So well done to them.
Oh Lord.
That's a corny one, Steph, but it's better than most of Yabba's, although he did hit me with a good one. I can't remember what it was, but he hit me with a good one the other day, Yabba.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a weird one. Right. We've had our striker chat.
Before you go, yeah. I do have one for Yabba. Coco Gauff is out of Wimbledon.
That's the Paris Open winner, yeah?
She's
the American Paris Open. She won on clay just a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? You compare playing the clay court season for a couple of months and then topping it off with the Paris French Open. And then suddenly you're playing on grass. It's a completely different surface. So you can't expect people to transform their grass, from clay to grass and expect them to win. Someone who's winning in Paris don't necessarily do well in Wimbledon because it's more of a ground stroke game, on Paris. And this is more faster serve and volley almost, even though it's coming out of it sort of kind of game. But yeah, Wimbledon is back on.
Boo! Tennis, £23 for a Pims.
Sorry, I should pick up Mate because he's mentioned a guy that I thought was pretty good. We played against him for Porto in the Europa League. Samu, he was a Spanish striker, signed for Porto. I think he's big and strong and would be a problem. I like him.
I don't know. He's big and strong. I want players who can score, man. We thought Rasmus was big and strong. Look, we'll work it out. I'm sure we'll work it out. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of moaning before the window actually closes. But look, we move on. A player that we do have in our ranks is Diego Leon. Let's get this off. Now, obviously, he's just he's flown in. Let me just move that a minute. Yeah, he's just flown in. So he's just had a few things to say. And I'm liking his positivity. Everyone thinks I'll go out on loan, but I don't have that mindset. I'm going to kill it in the preseason, and with 1 or 2 games, I'll already be playing with them. The feeling is indescribable. You feel many things. The truth is, I'm very happy, very, very happy to be there. I think every player dreams of this. I have the opportunity. Thank God for the opportunity. I think it was a bit quick too, but hey, you have to adapt quickly. Once you're there, I'm already a professional. You have to adapt quickly. He's saying it again. I'll have to adapt to the climate, the language, and all of that. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I'm going to be at the top with them. Now, with the faith intact, I know I can succeed.
Love it. Love it.
18-year-old, 18-year-old
Wow.
coming in. He's telling Dorgu to F off. He's telling Amas, he can F off. He's there to hold down his place.
Wow.
But go suck one, mate. Go suck one, yeah. Go on, I'll let you talk, Yabba.
Let me just say this. This is crazy good. You talk about having the right mindset, turning up and describing himself like that and giving himself back in the full back in. I saw the picture of him and his family arriving. Obviously, when you get a young boy coming over from different continent, you have to make him feel settled and everything. But he's a big, strong, strapping guy, very talented. I can't wait to see him play. And you got to have that mindset. You got to be a winner. You can see, compare him with that mindset to someone like Donny van der Beek, who turned up at Man United as big player in the Dutch league, but just didn't make it, and then was whimpering around, didn't say anything, didn't back himself. This is what you want to see. You want to see players come to the club with a winner's mentality, believing in himself, and saying, "Look, I don't give a f. I'm out here to be in the first team. Age don't matter. I'm big, I'm strong, and in training, you guys, I'm gonna put the heat on you guys, so I have to be picked." And that is, I just love that for his age. Great player, great mindset. We want to see him perform. And this is what we need. This is what's been lacking. You want winners. You want competition. You want hungry players. That statement there, I need to frame that, Mr. B. I'm going to do a screenshot, frame it, and look at that every day and say, when I look in the mirror and say, Yabba, I ain't going out on loan. I'm going to be here. I'm going to have that mindset. I am the greatest. It's indescribable to be alive and be at Man United Football Club and be part of the Man United agenda. I'm in the winning team. Every week, I'm on every show because I am the greatest. That's the mindset you need to have. What a winner. I love that. You can't say nothing but positivity, and just really can't wait to see him get going now.
Well, MC, what you thinking, man?
Yeah, just quickly to Bart, the FAI, the Irish FA, dropped the ball in not getting Conor Bradley playing for Ireland instead of Northern Ireland. I will say that. I do like him as a player, and I think Frimpong is going to be sitting on the bench. But anyway, that's beside the point. Diego Leon, that is a statement of intent if I ever did see one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's coming in there and saying, I ain't here to take part. I'm coming in here to put my stamp on minutes, and I'm going to go and get onto that pitch, and I'm going to be basically getting my time on that pitch. And do you know what? If he goes and tears up trees, more power to him. And I'd love to see more players coming through like that. But, and I say a big but, the big eye test, quote on Monday's former show, is that when he comes in and we see him do stuff on the pitch. I admire that he's talking up a good game. Now I want to see a good game. He definitely has the physique for the Premier League, but there's going to be a lot of crafty, knowledgeable players, and they're going to teach him lessons. And it's how he adapts from those lessons is what's going to be interesting.
This is one from Cole. I love his mindset, but the question remains: has he been taken from our special badge? Cole, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
I don't get it.
What badges did we do for the agenda? We did the gold one, we did the diamond one,
Yeah.
and what's the one we all aspire to?
Oh, the herb.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Damn right, you get that one.
It's not the same when you have to explain it. Bloody hell. Link.
Sorry, Mr. B, I know you did the comments, but I want your thoughts on this positive attitude coming into the club.
I love it. I want him to go in there and clap man's head off. Yeah. In training, I want man not to want to go anywhere near him because they're thinking, oh, Jesus, When he's running forward, I want people to be getting in the box because they're going to be expecting him to deliver. I want him to be better than Dorgu. Dorgu's been a disappointment for me. I know he was only here 6 months. I granted, but I want to see somebody play that role. How there's something in. I mean, he's a beast. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Have you seen him? 18. Don't fuck about. He's massive. So yeah, if I hope he's just not a good big for nothing. I hope that he has got out there and he has got the football ability. I mean, we didn't pay no money on him. It could be a thing where they buy him and sell him in 3 years' time, and they've made a little bit of money. But us as fans, we're always optimistic. I want to see him come in and start racking man up and holding on a first team place. And if he can do it at 18, I mean, look, I was watching what's that little youth from Real Madrid, the Turkish boy?
Yeah.
Arda Güler.
Right. Do you know what Xavi said? What's their manager's name? Is it Alonso?
Xavi Alonso, yeah.
Yeah, he come in. He said, I'm going to play him. He said he's going to be on the ball. He's playing every game. He's playing every game now. This is what I want a manager to do. Find a player. Maybe it should have been Kobe. Maybe it was Garnacho last season. And turn them into these stars that we expect them to be. I would love Kobe to be playing every single game next season in a position. Take a position and hold it. We've got these young players. It's nice to see Barcelona playing with Lamau, 17 years old, causing a chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want our players to be causing a chaos, but I said maybe I have been on the green one a bit too much, but it's the optimism that maybe you have, maybe you shouldn't have. But every day is a blessing, man. Hopefully United aren't going to be cursing our days. What was that, Rebel?
Can I just throw something out there? Obviously, it's nice to get your striker right. It's nice to get your 2 10s right. It's nice to have young players like this coming in, basically kind of saying, look, I'm going to give my best shot. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure that I don't get loaned out, that I am considered for the squad, that I am considered for games. Now, time will tell, but if Manchester United do not address, as has been said by Chat Sport, 6 and 8, are we setting up these people for failures?
Yeah, we need to get it right. And that's why I worry about what we have in midfield. I know everything has to be brought in order. I'm not disputing that we needed 2 10s. And we probably need a striker before we need, I think we need a midfielder before we need a striker. I'm not having -9 playing. Chido is another year older. You've got Xerxes, who may not be as prolific as we want him to be, but I'm assuming that our goals are going to be coming from Cunha and Mbeumo going past him. That's the image that I've got in my head. Whether or not that's right or wrong, we'll have to wait and see for the season. I would go and get a midfielder. Agate is not first choice. We've got Bruno, who I have total admiration for Bruno, but in this formation, he doesn't play in either of those 2 positions. My opinion. He's not going to get in over Cunha. I would hate to think that they bought Cunha and Mbeumo and they're going to have him fight in a place with Bruno, because Bruno never gets injured. Bruno plays every game. So I would like to think that they're starting. So I'm not sure that we can cope with Bruno being in a single pivot. Playing as in one of the 2. So I think we do have problems. I would rather we bought the players that we need. Look, we're not talking about defenders. Why? Because we know we don't need defenders. The positions that we're talking about, the positions that we need. It takes a lot longer than 2 months. Yeah, almost 2 months to get deals done. But again, because everybody knows Man United's business early, it makes it seem like it's long. Chelsea linked with Pedro on the Tuesday, and then Thursday he signed. He's flying out. He's actually flying out to play in the World Club Cup. That's how you do things, you know what I mean? We just dilly-dally. It won't change. Maybe we will get them on less wages. We're not going to be paying those exorbitant wages that we have been paying. But the deals still take forever and a day. Wilcox in there, Barada came in 2 years, blah, 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 blah. Fuck off. he's hopeless. To 2028. He's talking about us winning the league. And we're now gonna get our manager, who we pulled out of his job halfway through, gave him no backing in January. We're now gonna get him what? Fourth choice striker. His first would have been Gyökeres. No, the first really was the lap. Second one, Gyökeres. Third choice, they're not going to go and get anyway. So you're looking at fourth choice striker, and then you expect him to do a job.
Yeah, I expect him to do a job because he's been there long enough now, and he's changed the whole system, so the whole formation. The players had time to get used to it. He's got no pre-season now to bring the players in. And like you said, with Xabi Alonso coming into a club and looking at the Turkish kid and say, yeah, he's good. I think there's a few players that our very own manager can look at and say, right, look, and bring them in and start playing them. Maybe some youth players as well. He done really well. When you consider he played Heaven, it gave him a few games last season and he looked good. He's not afraid to play Euro. He brought in the signing from Lecce Dorgu and played him. I know he's a bit disappointing, but he's an athlete for sure. He just needs to get more confidence on the ball. I think the manager's going to, knowing if he's got the backing, he can build, work on this and get things right. And I think when his formation and the team are playing to peak condition for him, we're going to play a different brand of football. We're going to be comfortable and we'll be able to sort of beat teams a lot easier. It's just the transition it took and us getting beaten up every week was really hard for us to take as Man United Football Club. So hopefully we're going to see a turnaround now, not just about players, because we're talking about transfers. I'm talking about the time that he's been in now and the development we've seen with the way we play our football. Hopefully that will give us some encouragement going into the season rather than saying, oh, we need to buy players to improve that. I think the players that are there already can step up and get better. I expect to see a 10% maybe increase in performance based on that, and which will only get better over time. So I'm backing the manager with this one, and I think we will see a better performance despite maybe us not getting the players in that we definitely wanted. But with Mbeumo and Cunha in as well, there already you've got two good players in the final third who can cause havoc.
Yeah, but I love your optimism. But get a tune out of those players. There's more chance of me turning this water into wine than getting a tune out of some of those players that are at Manchester United Football Club. They do not have the scruples for that system. And you talk about Amarin getting in, wanting to get in the players that he wants. First of all, Amarin, all he does is provide list of positions that he wants to Omar and whoever else is working on transfers. So at the end of the day, it's up to external parties to deliver the players that Amarin wants. He's got in Cunha, he's got in Leon, he's got in Dorgu, but we still need a whole lot more. Ugarte, I believe, came in for Ten Hag, so they weren't an Amarin player per se, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
But there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of squad alterations to do. Now, maybe we see the likes of Heaven, Cheeto, Leon, and a few others cover over some of those issues. But I think it's beggars belief that if we face the season with the squad that we have at present, no more ins, no more outs, apart from Mbeumo, I think we'll be exactly where we are this season, in the lower end of mid-table.
I don't know if I could take another season on lower stage of mid-table. Last season was a real strain. The only good thing is Combs doing the watch along, so he's going to be the one who's going to be sitting down there mad this year, unless he signs himself out early. Is there anything else we wanna bring up? 45 minutes.
Get us the 4K, guys. It's coming up. We're just on the cusp of getting there. We just want to look over the edge of the 4K. We're just there. We want to climb that mountain and reach that peak by the start of the season. Come on, tell your friends about the Man United Agenda. Let's get everyone subscribing, and we can do so many great things together and go on a wicked journey next season.
There you go. Oh, before I forget, Jay Motti. We have the return of the Mac on Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Mr. We are currently 4K. He's Mr. 10K. He runs 10K regular.
Yeah, God bless him, boy. I have no interest in I drive 10k. I have no interest in running 10k. No, I think I barely do 10,000 steps a day. I've got some app on my phone that register. Anyway, look, waffling. Jay's on. Jay will be on Thursday, 9 o'clock. So spread the word. And let everybody know we will advertise it as early. All we ask you guys to do is give it a share and a re-like or a retweet or a whatever you lot do to it. Yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about before we disappear?
My only thing is I'm going to put it out to the chat, and maybe they might put comments in after the show and let us know what they think. But we have been linked with one midfielder from Paris Saint-Germain. His name is Fabian Ruiz. He played 17 times for them last season. He's turning 30 this year, and he's been identified allegedly as one of the stopgaps, I think is all you can call him at 30, to fill in at central midfield. And I want to know, do the people in the chat want him, and what would be the go no go price tag in terms of bringing him in?
Well, there's
Should have
two
bought him
already.
at Napoli. I mean, we were linked with him then. It's too late now.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look. Andrew is saying he's amazing. Chat Sports saying he's class. Andrew saying, but it's a pipe dream. 30. And a lot gap FC. Ruiz isn't happening. This is from Matty. He'll get a new contract at PSG, and that's what they do. That's what they do. They put our name down there. Bart is actually saying Ruiz and Bruno can't play in the same 11. Also, who do PSG sign after selling him? There we go. We have hope. We have more hope than Bob Hope. I'm going to leave it with that. Guys, we will be back tomorrow 9 o'clock. Hopefully Colm will be showing his face tomorrow. Then again, maybe he won't. But look, we will be back tomorrow. So it's a lack of notch from me anyway. Rebel, I'm going to let you say your own goodbyes. And yeah, but I'm going to make your own say your own goodbyes.
Slongafol.
Adios.
Who?
Slongafol. It's
Slongafol.
Slán, S-L-A-N.
Yeah.
Go.
Slán go.
Fall.
Slongafol. Okay. Slongafol. See? We're teaching you stuff. I forgot what you said. Slongafol. I got it already. See? We just don't talk about Man United. We try to educate you. And with that, Yaba, you can say your goodbyes and we are out.
My one was just adios. See you tomorrow.
Glory, glory.